I intentionally left the sharpness of my camera really high so that you guys can see all my pores, which I rarely do. Today's video, it's a review video, so I will be reviewing the new Morphe Filter Effect Soft Focus Foundation. That's what today is. Like, everybody has been arguing about this foundation, and we know how it is when PR package are being sent to influencers. They really hype products up. So this is how the foundation look, and we're just going to see if this foundation is what all the hype it's getting on social media. Like, we just have to say, especially here on YouTube, everybody's like, oh, the best foundation ever, skin finish. This video is no longer a first impression video, but it's a review video. I filmed it. This is the third time I'm filming this video. The other time I filmed it twice. There was no audio. My mic had issues. You gotta do it again for you guys. Like, it's really like, you know, when you've done something over and over again and you're just like, oh, over it. That's where I am now with it. I'm like, oh. But today I'm going to do something a little bit different than what I did with the last two videos. Try like something different, but it's also like a review for this foundation, so don't click off. Okay, I'm going to prime with my LA primer spray. Face is prime, and this LA primer spray is an hydrating primer that I love, so that's why I used it. So next step, let's just go straight to covering my dark spots. So what I use is the LA Pro Concealer in Chestnut. Because it's a little bit darker and has a red undertone, I just put it on my dark spot and tap it with my finger. So that's what I did. So the next step I'm going to do, which I didn't do when I was reviewing the foundation the other time, is to go ahead to do my highlighter contour before applying my foundation. The other time, which I'm still going to go in depth and talk about it, the other time I applied my foundation first before I went on with highlight and contour. So right now, let me just go do my highlight and contour. Let's apply this foundation and then talk about this foundation. I know I look crazy now, so we're going to jump straight to the star of the show, which is the Morphe Filter Effect Soft Focus Foundation. So I'm going to take 3 pumps, and I know why, don't worry. 3 pumps is a lot though. Okay, let's take 2 pumps because this time around I did highlight and contour, so I'm going to go with 2 pumps. So I'm going to use my beauty sponge to apply it. So I got the Morphe foundation in Rich 26, and I think that's the shade Makeup by Shayla Ace, so that's what I got. So let's apply it. Oh, guys, I'm sorry if you're hearing any background sound like a church or something. And yes, it's a church. I usually don't film Tuesdays because of them. So they're having a service. If you live close to a church, you know that pain that comes with when you live with close to a church, the noise they make. So okay, like I even still have like little left on the back of my hand, so 2 pump went just fine. So the other time I applied this one, the other 2 times, like I said, I applied it before I applied my highlight and contour, but this time I'm doing it after my highlight and contour. And the truth is that I think I prefer it this way than when I did it the other time. When I did the other time, I found like I used way more foundation. So the claims of this foundation said, this is a long-wearing, oil-free, natural finish foundation, hydrates skin and blurs imperfection for ultimate soft focus. So it's infused with hyaluronic acid, a skin smoothing moisture booster, and also with vitamin E, which is a powerful antioxidant, a glycerin, and hydrator for a natural glowing skin. One thing I'll tell you about this foundation is that yes, this foundation is an hydrating foundation. This foundation, I like the way it feels on the skin. Is lightweight and it's really hydrating. When you apply this foundation, your skin kind of feel like glowy, but without looking too shiny. Okay, so that I'll give it to it. What else they say? Say blurs. Yeah, it kind of blurs. Yeah, I like the way it looks on my skin. Like it kind of really make my skin look like skin. It doesn't make, like, I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but it doesn't make my skin look like I have foundation on. At least that's how I feel in person. So I really like that about the foundation. When I did the other review, I wore the foundation. One, I wore it for 6 hours. The other one, I wore it for 7 hours. So I'm just setting my highlight now, okay? So anyway guys, so this is how my face look. I'm done with my entire face, and this is how this foundation looked. I didn't put on highlighter because I want this foundation to shine through, like, you know. So let me tell you what some of this influencer and even Morphe is not telling you. Morphe claims this foundation is a medium to full coverage. To my opinion, this foundation is a light to medium coverage. It doesn't give you that really full coverage look. Obviously, it's a skin-like kind of foundation, so obviously it's not going to give you that full look, because it's not going to give you that full look. So Morphe claiming it was a skin-like natural finish and then a full coverage. No, it's a natural finish, yes, but it's not a full coverage foundation. Even the the Maybelline Superstay, the one in the liquid bottle, that one has more coverage than this foundation, yeah. Period. Okay, but one thing I'll give this foundation is that this foundation has a natural finish, which I personally love. I've really been tinting away from full coverage foundation because I like a skin like look. Like I want my skin to be okay. So I didn't tell you guys, I set my face with the LA Girl setting spray. So that's what I used to set my face, so if you're wondering. When I tried it the other 2 times, I found out that this foundation did not cover my blemishes. That's why I said this foundation is not a full coverage foundation. Even the first time I used 6 pumps. Is it 6? Okay, the first time I used 4 pumps, 2 on this side, 2 on this side, and yet I didn't get a full coverage. The second time I used 5 pumps, see, I didn't get a full coverage. I personally, using 1 pump on one side of my face and using 2 pumps, just a slight difference. It wasn't that much. So this foundation, it's kind of beautiful to a medium coverage but not a full coverage. So that's why I said that. And another thing I noticed when I tried it the other time, this foundation kind of sits on my fine lines. I know, yes, my mouth will be moving on this clip because I was talking, obviously. So this foundation kind of sits on my fine lines. I smile a lot, I laugh a lot. Obviously, maybe if you know me in person, you know, like my face is literally like this 80% of the time. Now am I laughing again? That my face is usually like that most of the time. So I understand why a foundation will sit here. But I guess this method I used, that I did my highlight and contour, maybe to help, maybe not, I don't know. I'll give you guys feedback if it doesn't help while I'm editing this video, if it still sits on my fine lines after trying this method. Funny enough, I really like the way it looked with this what's it called, with this method I use. Even when I used the other method, I liked it, but I think I preferred this method better, like this style of me. Obviously I like it better lately now. Then another thing about this foundation is that this foundation kind of oxidized a little bit. So what you get that first time you pump it out, it kind of gets a little bit darker, not like drastic, but a little bit darker. This foundation, does it have a scent? I didn't smell anything while I was applying it. Let me smell it directly. Wow, it has a tiny scent to it, so it's not that bad, because I didn't even notice it while I was applying it. So it's not that strong at all. So the packaging of this foundation, I really like it. I like the fact that it's a frosted bottle. It just makes it look luxurious. It's something that by the time I set up my my filming room, or something probably I want to put on display, because I really like it. It has a black cover, it has a pump, like it's really sleek, and I like that. It looks like those iron foundations, even though this is not drugstore anymore. This is like a mid-range foundation. I got this foundation for $2. I said $2. I got this foundation for $20. So hey, in all, will I recommend this foundation and say, oh, this foundation, go get it or not? Me personally, because I just bought this foundation, I'm still going to wear it and I'm still going to play with it. But the fact that it was a light to medium coverage, if you are the type that likes, there's a fly there. If If you're the type that like a full coverage, I would say don't, like, this foundation is not for you. But if you're the type that like a natural finish, then this foundation is definitely for you. I personally, that's my go-to. I like a natural finish, so definitely I'll be reaching out to this foundation more. Obviously, even though I have some good foundation, some drugstore foundation that I love, I'll still be reaching out to this foundation. And obviously I just bought it new, so I'll play with it more. When, like I said, when I wore it for 7 hours, the foundation kind of stayed, but I noticed it kind of separates a little bit. Maybe it was my primer, maybe it kind of like, I just feel after 7 hours it's kind of wasn't giving me this kind of look. Okay, I will leave a clip so that you guys see my 7-hour wear and my 6-hour wear and see how it looks. It didn't give me that look anymore, but in all, this is a foundation I will wear it. So anyway guys, so that's my thought, and this is how this foundation look. Let me know if you're loving this foundation. Let me know if this foundation is something you will go for. Let me know down in the comment section. I intentionally left the sharpness of my camera really high so that you guys can see all my pores, which I rarely do. But when I'm doing complexion product like this, I really want to give you guys the way it looks in person, like when we're all in a person's face, you know what I mean? So that's why I decided to do this. So anyway guys, let me know what you think about this foundation. Did you buy it? Have you tried this foundation? Did you like it? Is it your favorite? For me, it's really not my favorite for now, but I like it still. So anyway guys, so that's about it for the video. I'll see you guys later. Deuces.